Hello, Miss Stephanie. This is for your broken leg and the fluid that has built up around your lower leg on the left. All right. So several things that I would like to make clear, if they haven't already been made clear from that first video I sent you, is that basically lymph is blood without the platelets and the red like corpuscles. And so basically it's what filters out of the oxygenated, deoxygenated for oxygenated blood at the cellular level. So at that exchange, there's like this filtering out that happens. So metabolic waste, toxins, things like that. And so it gets put into this clear liquid. It is this clear liquid. And then essentially it slowly moves back to its appropriate lymph nodes and then gets rejoined with the rest of the blood in the heart. But the deal is it doesn't have its own pump, so it moves slowly and it can be sluggish and it can also get stuck. So the fact that you have swelling indicates that. So at any rate, when you do this, the warmer your body is, the better. No restrictive clothing, nothing that's like cutting into your body helps. And then also you want to do this for at least 20 minutes, okay? You need that amount of time to kind of get the lymph up and running faster and staying at that spot, all right? And in truth, you can't do this too much. So even if you're just like, I'm just gonna do this right now in bed, great. So we always start at the clavicle. So all roads lead to Rome. Everything comes here. And so what you always want to think about doing is starting where you want the lymph to end up. We never start here because there's quite a likely potential for a backlog. So we want to make sure that there's space, okay? So I'm gonna obviously do this faster than what you would normally do. So at the clavicles, we wanna think about, again, not digging into the skin, not pushing into the muscles. We wanna tug on the skin, all right? So the thinking is kind of pull and push under the clavicles. All right? And then basically, because we're draining the left foot, we just have to do where this left ankle will go. So we're not gonna deal with the armpits. We're gonna think about, and we could potentially just even do it on the left side, but that feels a little harder personally. So we're gonna think about kind of compressing our ribs, pushing up. So in and up, in and up, in and up, in and up, all right? Because we're only doing the left leg, you could do both sides if you wanted, but we're gonna stick with the left. So there are lymph nodes at the top of your pelvis, so right above the bone. And so we're thinking about kind of pushing our fingers in, pushing in, pulling up, pushing in, pulling up, pushing in, pulling up, okay? Slow is great, kind of like holding things is great. Then we move on. So next string of lymph nodes is kind of like at your like bikini line. So you're thinking about right where your leg meets your thigh, leg meets your pelvis. And so we're thinking about, again, we push in, pull up, push in, pull up, or push in, pull up, okay? And this is really better on skin always because you have a little more tug, a little more traction, and you can feel more, all right? And then there's like a really hot spot that's like just below that bikini line, just kind of inside, you can feel it. It's almost like a depression. There's a ton of stuff going on in there. And so again, like we're not being aggressive, but you want to push and pull. So you push in a little bit, pull up, okay? But that's a really big spot. And the other thing I just want to say is all of these lymphatic organs are very protected. So they're in vulnerable spots. They're in vulnerable spots, okay? Delicate spots. So they're more in the center of our body versus the exterior. So we're here, and then basically what you might want to think about is there's just more here. So keeping your concentration, again, we kind of press and pull, press and pull. And actually, one thing you might want to do before you get all the way down here is something called rinsing, and that just, again, prevents a backlog. So we'll just go back to the start a bit here. My nails are long, which is not ideal for this. Actually, this is a better move. So we push in, we pull down. Underneath the clavicles is our intention. You can go more slowly, you could take more time, please. In and up, in and up, in and up. Left side, dig our little fingers just above the pelvis. In and up, in and up. It's like bikini line, in and up. I forget what this is called, but it's like a very significant point for lymph. Tons of blood vessels here, honestly. Again, it's just a delicate area. And then again, so now we're just gonna go all the way down. So in and up, we're just kind of tugging on the skin. Behind the knee is a huge place. You could use like paddle hands and kind of think about in and up, in and up. So we're only putting pressure in one direction because we just want the lymph to flow back to the heart. We don't want to push it back towards the extremities. Okay? And you could kind of like whatever feels best here. Sticking with the inside, doing a little more with like a full hand. So in and up, in and up. And the big thing, you can even just like in, up, and hold it. But the big thing is you drain the problem area last, because if you just try to drain that, it actually has no place to go. So we want to clear a path for this lymph to go to, all right? So the truth is, if you never even touched your lower leg or your ankle, you would still help it, okay? But basically, lymph lies, the bulk of the lymphatic organs are the capillaries, and they lie below the skin, above the muscles, in this kind of, this adipose layer, our fat layer, and it's kind of squishy and watery. And so we want to pull, but not press too hard, and then again, it just moves slowly, okay? And then we could go all the way back up, so that whole like in and up, in and up, in and up. You could like rinse this whole leg, go through it again. You could do this twice more. These little like paddle hands is what I'm calling them. And then you could stick with the back of the leg, but the truth is everything drains here. So again, like the wider, the flatter your hands are, the better, the less pokey and the more surface area you're creating. So the more lymph you're influencing, all right? And then this like soft hole that's like on our thigh that has a lot of access to lymph. And then again, this kind of like bikini area, whatever, where your bathing suit would be. In and up. Pelvis. In and up. Rib cage. And up. And then lastly, clavicles. And so we're thinking about pulling down and under, down and under, down and under, down and under. Okay? That's it. I hope that was useful. I hope it helps. And again, you can't do too much of this. And whatever you do, you will create a positive change. You can't really do this wrong. You could do it better, but you can't really do it wrong. All right? That's it. Hope that was amazing. I hope you, again, feel better. And let me know if you need anything else. All right? Until next time.